Oh,
How
man.
many of those guys were wearing shirts at the pool?
All of them.
All wrestling shirts.
Every one of them.
And maybe
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Put Me Over podcast, episode 33.
Yes.
I always forget.
we're in our mid-30s.
We're in our mid-30s. We're our age now.
Holy shit.
Sad.
We've been keeping it strong, keeping it going. Apologies for last week. We just didn't feel like covering the Crown Jewel pay-per-view, really, when you think about it. The Raws leading up to it weren't good, so we figured let's take a little siesta. We'll regroup, and then we'll go into Survivor Series, the main event for November. But before we get into that, let me get into the introductions, okay? I am your host, Andrew Gomez, a.k.a. The Mez, joined today by my lovely, wonderful, beautiful co-host and a special guest. Who's that special guest, you say? B-R-A-D-T-H-A-R-P. Brad, hard work, Tharp.
Yeah, that's right. I'm here. And it's time to be delicious.
And welcome aboard.
How do you say your last name?
Tharp. T-H-A-R-P.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought Andrew said something longer. I was like,
Oh.
Brad
No,
T. Harp.
he added the Brad in there.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was all one word.
It was one flowing word.
Speaking of delicious, I'm going to introduce you to the 10th one of the world, the big bad booty daddy, Dickalicious himself, Richard Garcia.
How's it going, everyone?
Wonderful, wonderful. And also joining us, everybody's favorite uncle, the $100 man, Bobby Diaz.
Hey, yeah. I had to bring it back. That should be a
And
thing.
rounding out the group, the Pinoy powerhouse. You know him, you love him, Byron Pagdalao.
What's up, everybody? How are you? Missed you guys. It's been a long week without you.
It was weird, right?
It was.
Not doing a show.
It's super weird.
But I'm glad we're back now. But before we even get into the show, we got to throw it out to our sponsors. We want to give a big shout out to our greatest sponsor. You ever online, Brad? And you've seen these like wrestling loot boxes?
Yes.
They're pretty cool, right?
Yes.
Well, we're actually sponsored by the coolest one of them all.
What's that?
WrestleCrate.com. If you go to WrestleCrate.com and you want to sign up, you're going to go and you're going to sign up for your first month. We're going to give you 20% off your first crate. All you got to do is put in our promo code, Put Me Over, in the promo box. In turn, that website is going to put you over, and you're going to get 20% off your first order. Code also works if you go to lapelyeah.com. Like, oh, hell yeah. But lapelyeah.com. Hell yeah. You go to that website, and you can use our promo code there off of anything. If you've seen a wrestling pin, they probably made it for you guys. So go to lapelyeah.com and use our promo code there for 20% off your entire order.
I like it.
Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet having
Lapel, yeah.
sponsors on the show. Great people out there. I love it. So I guess with that said, let's get into some Dick's Dirty News. Take it away, Dick.
All right, guys. Well, we did miss a week, and we got a lot of stuff to cover on. The Jericho Cruise happened about a week ago, and I don't know if you guys seen any of the matches from the cruise. Did you guys see anything from the cruise?
It looked really cool. Like I was seeing a couple videos on Instagram, and
Being the Elite,
yeah,
they had the
kinda
Halloween match. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, they stole the show for sure.
Yeah, big thing to say. Match of the whole year of all of wrestling took place on that ship. So that's a very big thing to say. I have yet to see it, but
Was it the Young Bucks and Jericho?
yes, that
Against the-
Bucks of Jericho?
the
Bucks of Jericho, yeah.
Versus the
Was it Cody, Adam, and Kenny, right? Or
Wait.
I don't know.
no, it wasn't. I'm confusing them right
Well,
now.
that match.
yeah, that match,
match.
that
Yeah.
main event match on
That
that
main
ship
event match, regardless.
apparently was like the greatest match in all of wrestling
Wow.
recently.
And that's
Yeah.
saying something because it's 2018. There's been a lot of great matches so far this year.
Where was it at? Where was it aired on?
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
So it's like private video.
You could probably go to WrestleCrate.com. I'm just kidding. No, they probably have it on what's that? High Spots.
They'll probably have it on there at some point.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean,
There's someone out there yelling at us right now,
I
like, "You
know.
idiots! It was this guy versus this guy, and you could watch it on this."
Yeah.
Yeah, correct us for sure.
In the comments below.
But it appears that there's been universal praise from everyone that's been on the cruise in terms of match quality and as far as like interaction with the wrestlers and even with the bands. I haven't heard any one horror story. And you know how with cruises you get that horror story or so, whether it's like the food or anything like that.
Pirates.
Pirates in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
but-
crazy.
Yeah,
Well, I
no
think-
horror story whatsoever.
I think the pirates knew better. Like, dude, if we try to take over the ship, there's gonna be a bunch of 30-year-old neckbeards that are gonna storm us.
Oh, for sure. And the wrestlers themselves, bro.
Yeah.
And most of them are in debt.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of broke neckbeards on this show. We're gonna get sat on.
That sounds like a pirate name, actually.
I hope they brought extra chairs on that ship
What
because I imagine just a lot of slow falling chairs
Broken chairs.
from people just. Oh,
How
man.
many of those guys were wearing shirts at the pool?
all of them.
Oh
All
my
wrestling
God.
shirts.
every one of them.
And maybe a
Bullet Club shirt.
and maybe a Fozzy shirt.
Faded DX shirts.
a 69 jersey in the pool. Yeah, that must have been awkward.
Dude, what bands were on that?
Fozzy.
Of, yeah.
Fozzy,
of course.
Papa Buck.
Oh yeah, Papa Buck played.
Crazy.
Yeah, with Flip Gordon on drums.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
shit, multi-talented.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, it's gonna do it all, dude.
Sick.
Damn him.
But yeah, I had a couple buddies on that show. Sean went on the
Oh yeah.
our buddy Sean Brotherton, was on the cruise. He'll probably put a vlog about it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he experienced the whole thing.
Yeah, that's so.
Lucky.
I need to talk to him about it. Apparently, it was open bar, free food, or
Oh my.
it was all included with like the purchase. Like,
Damn.
How much were tickets going for?
I think they started at like $700.
Fuck that. That's a lot.
But you're getting a cruise to the Bahamas.
Yeah, with a bunch of weird neck beards. It's not like
Hey,
these
you
everywhere
get
or
what you pay
anything.
for.
How many wrestling belts were on that? We're
That's
on
that's
that
a better
boat.
question.
Oh my god.
Like real replicas, I'd say probably 30% of the people had a replica title belt.
It had to have been like 1 out of 3 people. Like,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
1 out of 3 people had
Yeah,
a belt.
just walking around with their
$300.
John Cena spinner belts.
Yeah,
and-
Intercontinental.
God.
Well, apparently someone did get married on that cruise, so there was a wedding that happened.
so they weren't all losers there.
They weren't all losers. Yeah.
One person was married.
Yeah.
One person.
Bless them.
I'm sorry. I'm just hating at this point. I'm sorry. But yeah, good for them. I hope they do it again. You think there'll be a second one?
I would
Oh,
hope
yeah.
so.
I'd like to go on the next one.
Maybe.
We'll plan it.
Yeah.
If they do it, I'd be down to go because I kind of feel like I missed this one out. But we'll see if they do another one. Hopefully Jericho does do it. I think. I mean, if it really depends on whether or not if he makes enough money to justify doing a sequel.
Yeah, and I mean, depending on how January 1st comes about, he might not even have the Young Bucks to be able to put on the cruise
That's a
Ooh.
possibility.
for
Mhm.
boating.
That's
Mm.
true.
That is a possibility.
It might be on Fox.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn it.
What else, Dick?
Well, also, and the Crown Jewel did happen last Friday.
Unfortunately,
I did watch
God.
it.
I watched it.
and it was probably the most generic house show I've ever seen. And it was not a very good show. Let's put it like that.
I felt really dirty within the first 5 minutes. Just like Hogan
Yes.
out there, I was just like, what am I watching? Like,
He was
I
the
just-
host, and he was only in the first 2
He was
minutes.
only the first segment.
I
Yes.
felt gross. Like, ugh, this is
Yeah.
dirty money. I don't like it.
That must
I
have
like
felt
it.
weird. That must have felt weird for like the New Day back there, just like watching Hogan. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Poor guys.
It's weird to just be watching a show because you're only watching it so that you could discuss it with other people
Yep.
and how much you hated it, and that's the only reason you're watching it, which is the opposite of what it should be. which is I'm watching it because I love it and I want to watch these matches and all these different things.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
the opposite. I'm watching it because I hate it and I want to talk to other people about how much I hate it.
They sold out so bad for this show.
That's
Yeah.
the ultimate.
For a few
sellout.
$1,000,000, they really sold out.
And keep in mind, this is just the first year of a 10-year deal.
10 years?
Yeah, 10 years.
That's a
Mhm.
long
Yeah.
time of selling out.
Well,
And I don't know if they're gonna keep going with it. I
Shit's
mean, it
whack.
makes me wonder exactly what they are gonna do with the rest of the shows.
And what the contract entails. I'm not sure what they can and can't do. I don't know if they're going to go at least once a year or more, but you're going to get more of these shows, whether you like them or not.
it was weird seeing a lot of things. The crowd wasn't into the show at all.
No,
no.
definitely not.
They were mostly on their phones or playing,
Yes.
not watching the matches at all. Near falls that I was like, oh my God, they didn't pop for at all. It was
Yeah.
very
Mysterio had a good night though.
Mysterio.
That's like a standout.
Mysterio looked good.
Damn,
Yeah.
Mysterio's
Yeah.
really fucking good, man.
He had a great match with Almas on SmackDown.
Yeah, he
we'll get
did.
into that.
Oof.
But I mean, for the most part, it was weird. Renee was like head to toe. You can only see her face and her hands. What was the other thing that I noticed going on the show? Just really, it just felt weird.
Yeah, I hated the kids in the crowd. They kept panning to the crowd, and it was like kids that were playing tag with each other and just like
Yeah.
not paying attention at all. And it's just that hard cam on like kids and just like the guys in their get up that are just sitting there and they're not reacting. They're just the rich royalty that's just sitting there watching the show.
Just to
And,
say
and
that
that's
they were there,
everything
maybe.
you see in the hard cam is these guys sitting there watching the show and kids playing. And it's just like nobody's paying attention.
Yeah,
That's
It was-
because like a majority of the people that were there, they weren't actually wrestling fans. They were either appointed by the government or they had connections with the royal family. So the ones that were wrestling fans were all the way in the back. They were all the way in the cheap seats.
Yeah.
So that's why you got the reaction that we saw
so
on TV.
you would see the pans all the way up to the
Right.
cheap skeets.
Yeah,
the
basically.
cheap seats.
The
They
cheap
had
skeets.
the
The cheap
skeets.
skeets.
Yeah, they would like had like telephoto lenses on them shits.
Those really, I mean, when it panned there, you can tell that they were enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the cool thing is like maybe if they were the ones up front, that would have been way better for it.
No, but you need to have all these luxurious recliners for people that don't really care about what's going on.
They really did not give a shit about what was going on in that show.
At all.
The word Saudi Arabia was not mentioned once.
no.
And also, there was another big thing that they didn't do. There was none of those propaganda videos that we got in Crown Jewel either.
None.
Yes, they would be stupid to do that again.
So at least they held back on that. But ooh, what a stinker of a show.
And to top it off, the main event was Triple H and Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker and Kane. You combine those ages, well over 200 years old.
Oh my God.
I mean, the only person that was under 50 was Triple H.
Triple H
And
is
he's
the
like
youngest?
48.
He's
40
49.
Oh,
49.
Jesus.
And he
Yeah.
ripped his fucking tit
Yes,
muscle.
and he ripped his pec.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, he ripped his tit.
He ripped his tit.
He ripped his tit.
Poor guy. That shit happened so early too. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, he's gonna go to the same
Yeah.
doctor as Charlotte did when she ripped her
So
tit.
he's an oh.
Zing.
Oh,
Heyo.
man. Damn.
So
Fake tits.
he's out for WrestleMania. He's 49. He's not going to be able to recover in time.
That's Triple H, bro. Just put you two on. He'll work out, and he's good, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give him
but-
some HGH and he'll be just fine.
He'll be fine.
I just don't know how he's going to get through all his responsibilities that he has because he's traveling all over the place. He's
Right.
running NXT. He's at Raw. He's doing all these different things. How do you fit in the rehab? Like however many times a day he's got
Yeah.
to do that. It's like
Because
how's he going to do all this?
he does work out like at midnight on a daily basis. He has a personal trainer, but now he's gonna have to instead of that just rehab and just let it heal.
Is the UK his baby too? NXT UK.
I don't know if NXT UK is
Okay.
100%, but I mean, he is the head of creative for NXT, right? Or he's
Yes,
one of the
he's-
main
he's
people.
one of the main bookers for NXT,
yeah. So I'm sure he has a lot to do with it for sure.
and that's something that you don't really hear anymore in WWE is booker. But Triple H is the head booker of NXT.
Well, I mean, he is a workhorse. So, I mean, if anybody can get through it, it's him. So, I don't see why. I mean, it's not going to take him much to do it.
Well, it really sucks because they were teasing the thing with Batista,
Yeah.
and I know
Oh,
Batista
yeah.
really wanted
it was
that
bad
match.
timing.
yeah.
Terrible. I mean, it was one of those things that you wish would have happened if this didn't happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Batista Triple H
Oh,
match.
not at all.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know, after SmackDown 1000, when they did that angle, absolutely. But before that, didn't really care much for it.
He did it all for nothing, basically, too, for a shitty ass pay per view, like the worst pay per view I've ever seen.
I know.
Oh, what a waste! What'd you guys think of Sean in that match?
Slow.
Balls
I felt bad when he smacked his face.
on the moonsault.
On the
Yeah,
moonsault.
Yeah.
I saw his face.
And
jammed
that
right
wasn't
in the
his
ground.
fault
Was
at
that
all.
his bad?
No,
Undertaker and Kane
They
just
should've caught
didn't
him.
catch him.
They got him barely. His leg.
I might be picky about this, but there was no hot tag to Shawn Michaels,
Oh,
and
there
I
wasn't.
hated that. It was just like all right, let me reach over here. Do you guys want to see Shawn Michaels? And nobody reacted,
Yeah.
and then just a tag in, no reaction, and it wasn't. If that same scenario would have happened at WrestleMania or something, crowd would be going nuts,
Dude.
like,
Blow.
just for that reach to tag, and it was just like, I don't know.
He was fighting the Undertaker, and no one cared.
Yeah,
No one cared.
Nobody
The
cared.
history there,
The
guys.
face-off, like, all right, like here we are in an official match,
What a
like
waste.
within a bell to bell, and here we are, and no reaction.
But yeah, I noticed that no hot tag really. Well, because I guess Triple H really couldn't fight.
That's true.
Shawn Michaels in the match.
Give him the
for
benefit of the
way
doubt.
more.
Yeah,
And it
but
was a long ass match. It was like 30 minutes long. That match was.
slow.
It was-
agonizing. 30 minutes.
It was the
long.
wrong place and the wrong time for him to do his comeback match.
Well, yeah. I don't think he should need to do another one just to get that bad taste out.
At,
And
at this point, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, he can't go out like that.
no, not like a chump. And plus, like sweet chin music is like sweet chest music. He's not getting that kick.
Yeah.
No.
That shit is
No.
getting way lower and lower. I'm like, you gotta kick higher.
It'll be sweet shit music in no time.
soon.
Well, I mean, they're fucking tall, so I mean, like.
But he used to
Yeah.
be able to do it before when he was like 40.
Yeah, when he was
Wow.
younger.
I
He's
just
caught up with them.
I've thrown a super kick and tweaked my knee, so I can imagine
Yes.
his knees.
Oh,
That's true. But he's Shawn Michaels, man.
Yeah, he's
not
He's a much older version.
he's the sexy man now. He's no longer the sexy
sexy
boy.
man.
the grown-up man.
Yeah, he's got a dad dick.
Oh, when you stop caring about shaving and shit. It's just
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's just there.
Bulbous.
Oh,
All right.
Anyway,
Well, speaking of Shawn Michaels, since we're on that subject, his mentor, Jose Lothario, he died at 83. He passed away a few days ago.
He was dead already.
R.I.P.
oh
I didn't know
damn.
that till a few days ago. Actually, same here. I thought he was dead, but no, he was still going.
Still
83.
kicking.
Lived a
Alright.
long life.
I gotta be honest. I haven't seen him since '97. So
Yes.
so I didn't even. Yeah.
And for us, I mean, I think our best memory of Jose Lothario was when he was with Shawn Michaels' corner during his run up to the WWE title in '96.
Yeah, when he went to
Video
the
montage.
to the first rope, he pointed
Yes.
up,
Oh, yeah.
and then
Yes.
Shawn Michaels came
Didn't
down.
he come out to Sexy Boy too?
I
Like
think
Yes, he
came
did.
out
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
to introduce him, and it was like, oh my god, he's coming out to this
in that
song.
Cosby sweater.
Oh, he did have that
Yeah.
Cosby. That's probably the greatest build up to like a main event, like the whole montage, the video montage. the
Oh,
train
dude, it was
on the
very
monkey
rocky.
bars.
Very
I was
rocky.
Like, dang, I'm
Yeah.
hyped for this.
But at the same time, it made Brett look so old.
Oh well, yeah.
Like you look at Shawn, and they're not even they're not even that much older. I think they're probably like 6, maybe 7 tops, and that's it. But you look at Shawn, who was portrayed at the time like as a young, energetic kid ready to get the title, and then you see Brett running in the snow, struggling, and you attribute like, oh, this guy's old, he's washed up.
Rocky
Well, I mean,
IV.
I don't remember
Yeah.
thinking that like as a kid though.
Yeah, I didn't
like
think I was watching
in
that.
I
hindsight,
thought they were just working out hard.
Yeah,
They were
in
working out.
hindsight, you could tell, but at the time, I just thought, like, as a kid, I guess we were what, or I was like 11 or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was just like these two bulls going at it, and I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah,
Guess you look back at it, they probably looked polar opposites.
yeah, totally.
And that's what they were going for.
I mean, Shawn Michaels, he had the look of a young guy. Like he had that look.
He
for
had
years.
earrings. He was brash.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he had the
Chest hair.
attitude.
Looked awesome.
Yeah, he was in Playgirl. Come on,
Oh yeah,
That's true.
nice
flossing
pose.
that. Yeah,
Nice pose.
nice pose. Great spread.
We're talking about the belt, of course.
The belt.
The belt.
Oh, yeah, of course,
The
of
belt.
course.
The belt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Belt covering his not so dad dick at the time.
Yeah.
Wait, Stone Cold isn't drinking beer anymore.
What?
What?
Not
Is that for
anymore.
real?
What? Who wrote that?
I wrote that.
All right, Bobby.
Where'd
Go
that
ahead,
come
Bobby.
from?
I guess he said I was looking through news. I was trying to find something to talk about, and I guess he said it on his podcast that he's given up drinking and he's doing DDP and he can stretch and he feels like he's 10 years younger now.
Yeah.
I mean, good for him, but at the same time, God damn it! That was your thing, bro.
It is.
That's your shit, bro. What
But-
are you doing to yourself?
I don't think he's quitting drinking though. He's just taking a hiatus.
If you listen to his podcast, he's always doing something different. It's like he
Yeah.
did the keto diet for a while. He does this. He's using his Traeger grill. I'm using my Traeger grill. I put it on top of my trash cans, and I'm cooking my salmon. But he's always doing something different. And there's times where he's drinking 8 ounces of wine at night, and that's his only thing. And then it's always changing with him. And yeah, I heard that too.
I went down to El Segundo and I picked up another one of them Steve Weisers out of the can there. And I got to tell you, hell, this is a good ass beer.
Hey, I heard you've been smoking. I heard Stone Cold's been smoking weed.
I've been dabbling a little bit, getting a little high off the devil's lettuce. It's been just, if I'm not drinking, I got to tweak on something. You know what I mean?
That's true.
He's got
He calls weed dope.
Dope.
Does he call it dope?
He does. He does.
He's like one of those guys from the 80s. It's just like, smoke dope. I gotta smoke that dope.
Sometimes, you got to smoke a little dope, you got to help yourself feel better. And I've been doing DDP yoga for about a cunt hair's time, a blonde cunt hair's time. So not that long a time.
Not a thick black one,
Not
a
a-
blonde.
Not a thick black one, but a blonde cunt hair. But, I've been adjusting to life and doing things that way, smoking dope, and I'm just gonna have to change my name to not Stone Cold no more because
No.
can't have no Stone Cold beers no more unless I put ice in my Stone Cold bong. And you can pick that up at 316 Gimmick Street down in Los Angeles by Los Feliz. And, we can just meet up. Hershey the Wonder Dog will be there. And we'll just smoke a couple bowls and do some dope, smoke some devil's lettuce.
And that was Stoned Cold Steve Austin.
Stones.
Perfect.
That was what I was looking for. I couldn't find it at the time.
That was great.
God damn it, Rick. That was fucking funny, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh man, perfect timing.
What else is on the news, Dickie?
Oh man, I like that Stoned Cold.
You can call me Stoned Cold Steve
There you
Austin.
go.
Stone.
It's right there, damn it.
I know. I didn't
Right
see
there.
it. I was looking for it, and I couldn't find it.
Right there.
And this is what we're here for. Well, there was also another pay-per-view this weekend. New Japan did have a show, Power Struggle. I did happen to catch a few of the matches. I did watch the Jericho Evil match. That one was really, really good.
Ooh, I heard that match was good.
Yes, that one. And I didn't see the Naito versus Ishii. No, not Naito. I'm sorry. Ishii versus Suzuki. And when I hear those two, I just think like they're just gonna brawl throughout the whole arena. But yeah, but overall that did wash the bad taste that was Crown Jewel out of my mouth.
It's almost like they had the opportunity to be like, oh, you like watching bullshit? Well, guess what? This isn't bullshit. Like,
Oh yeah.
look at WWE. Look what WWE's doing. Now look what we're doing.
Look over here.
And you can see the difference
I didn't see
between
it.
a real wrestling promotion and one that caters to children and wants to sell toys.
It is the complete opposite.
And selling out, big time.
Yeah,
Selling out
and
hard.
Naito even said this week. I mean, apparently he got offered a contract, and he even said this week, "I don't need to work over there because this is the best I already work for the best company." So,
Yeah.
I heard he met him at a restaurant and then said, "I'm gonna go to the bathroom," and never came back.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, yeah,
That's fucking
For real?
gangster,
Wow,
dude.
that's awesome.
Who did that, Naito?
yeah.
Whoa.
Damn, that's
Just never came back.
I don't. You know what? I don't blame him because, I mean, seeing what WWE does to talent the main roster in particular, NXT I think he'll be okay, but he's more than NXT. I think he's one of the main eventers that New Japan has. He should be treated as such. I mean, you look at Nakamura when he came from New Japan over to WWE, he did all right in NXT. I mean, it could have been. I think there could be more potential with him, but once he came on the main roster, that's when he lost his luster.
yeah. He's
His-
lost now.
His
All of
NXT
them.
one was pretty good though. I thought, dude, he started on fire with that.
He started hot, and then after that, it just slowly, progressively, he got colder and colder. I don't know what it was, but he just couldn't find it. He couldn't find his niche, and WWE just didn't know what to do with him.
That's kind of the story of his whole WWE career is that he started with the best match he put on with Sami Zayn.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
And then it
WrestleMania
just
weekend.
yeah, and then it literally went downhill from there. It never went back up. It just slowly went down.
Well, he has a chance at Survivor Series to tear the house down. So that's
Him and Seth Rollins are gonna have a
man.
fucking
Yes.
awesome
That's
match.
gotta be the match. Come on.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
been one of the dream matches I've been wanting to see, and
We'll see.
I'm hoping they'll deliver.
Stop making him cut promos too.
Oh yeah.
Just
Yes.
stop. He doesn't need to.
No
I watched that promo on Smackdown with my mother-in-law.
How bad was that?
With my mother-in-law, and she's like, "What did that guy just say?" It's like if us wrestling fans, we understand what he's saying, but if you're sitting in a room with someone that doesn't know Nakamura and doesn't know what he's talking about, you don't know what the hell he's saying.
You know what? I'm glad you brought up your mother-in-law when it comes in terms of wrestling. Casual fan, they're not gonna. They don't know what's going on. They see a
That guy's-
Nakamura promo and they don't know.
They could watch a match of his and like, oh, he moves weird. Like what?
Yeah.
What is
What's this chink doing?
Who's this
for-
guy?
Yeah.
It's that guy.
I
doing-
also watched Bobby Lashley show his ass on Monday with my mother-in-law.
Oh
and
my God. Let's get into Raw.
Let's
Let's
unfortunately
get
get
into
into Raw.
You can jump
Raw.
in.
he showed his ass, and it's just one of those times where you're watching wrestling with somebody that's not a wrestling fan, and you feel really embarrassed. You're like, oh God. You're like, you're just thinking about what this person's thinking. Like,
yeah, like,
this is what you watch when you say that you watch wrestling?
and that never
Damn
happens.
it.
That Bobby Lashley thing, he's never done that before.
No.
What was that and why was that?
All he did, I could see if he like bent over and like pointed at his ass, like kiss my ass, pointed at his lips and point at his butt. Okay, like kiss my ass kind of deal. But he literally just bent over, like slowly bent over. And even Corey, even on commentary, like he's stretching his ham. Like they didn't know what to do with it either.
Wow.
Look at, he's stretching his calves, his hamstrings. Look at his calves.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see the match because it was just a repeat of last week, another rematch.
Oh, it's 50-50.
Yeah, so I skipped it.
Yeah, Finn Balor, I think he got the worst out of everything. Not only did he lose to Jinder Mahal, but he got beat up after the match by what's his name?
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. Yeah, he ate a Claymore, so he got destroyed by Bobby Lashley. Lashley, and then did you know he's the Moth now?
Wait, what?
oh yeah.
Bobby Lashley is the Moth,
His
Man of,
nickname?
man of the hour.
man of the hour.
Man of the hour. Wow.
Look at the back of Leo Rush's jacket. It says Moth on it. So
They're trying.
Not
They're
a literal
trying.
moth.
if we're talking about moths, Marty the Moth all day.
Oh, Marty the Moth.
Marty
yes.
the Moth
Love
all
him.
day.
Love him.
Even with his shorts eating his ass. So
Oh God. So weird. It was a very weird night. They were in Manchester, so I guess they were in Bizarro Land where they boo the good guys and they cheer the bad guys. One segment that I thought Natalia did actually really good was the Ruby Riott.
Yeah.
She played up the sunglasses backstage.
Ruby Wyatt.
Wooby.
Wooby.
Baldwin Park's hottest commodity.
Ooh,
Yep.
so cute.
Wooby Wyatt.
Did you feel like you wasted your time watching 2 segments worth of a match just for it to end with nothing though? Like it just
a count out?
yeah, it didn't. They didn't.
No,
get,
it
the
wasn't a
crowd
count out.
counted them out.
yeah, I counted him out.
The crowd counted them out. But it was 2 segments worth of a match and then just a non-finish. It's like, couldn't you have done that in one 10-minute segment? Like, why did we have to sit here and watch all that?
Yeah, the thing, and me and Brad were talking about this earlier. The thing with Raw is it just feels lately like a giant waste of time.
A lot of filler.
It's mostly filler. There's no storylines. We're not into. They had Apollo Crews versus Jinder Mahal. Do you
Oh my
give one
God.
shit about either of those guys?
Nope.
Talk about one guy who fell fucking off, dude.
Apollo Crews or
Both.
Jinder.
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Both
Like-
guys.
It's like who the fuck cares about what these guys are doing anymore?
Yeah.
For one, I fast forwarded that one.
Didn't you say you put something in notes about you think Jinder's the worst champion of all time?
Yeah, I was the one that said that.
Oh.
It makes the WWE title look so bad.
I don't think he's the worst of all time.
Dude.
He's got to be worse. Vince McMahon. One.
That doesn't count. No, that doesn't count.
Champion. God damn it.
He's a champ.
Look at me, I'm the champ, pal.
But in recent memory, probably the worst champ in recent memory. But there's got to be a worse champ than Jinder.
I don't know,
No,
man. He
I-
was the champ literally a year ago. It's when that's the UK show is when he lost the belt to AJ last year.
Yeah.
Around the same time last year.
Same time, and here he is losing to a gorilla press into a standing moonsault from Apollo Crews.
Yeah,
Match
that's,
over.
That's really sad, dude.
What the hell?
Because he's never won a match with that move.
No, he hasn't.
That's
Until
been
now.
like a setup move.
They're like, fuck it, just pin him with that one.
This guy was the champ a year ago.
He was a
guys-
champ for almost 6 months.
I was actually a big on his run, like supporting it, not his actual body of
In
work.
NXT,
Yeah.
he was awesome.
Yeah. But
Then he got called up, and look what they did to him.
Ooh, ah.
Ooh, All Nation.
Look what they did to him.
poor guy.
What else do we got?
What other
This show
highlights?
was a lot of rematches.
And I feel like we're getting it every single week.
It's every week,
with
but
these matches.
Not even a
This
champion
but
there
this
now.
Monday in particular though, there was at least 3 rematches from the previous either previous Raw or from previous pay-per-view. Riot Squad versus Bailey, Sasha, and Natalia. That was a rematch.
The booties of destruction.
Booties of Destruction.
Ooh.
Ember Moon and Nia Jax. That was
Came up
another
with that.
another 50 match. That was also a rematch.
That was me.
Good job.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Good one.
nice. I like it.
Booty to make that a shirt.
And then also with Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor. That's 3 rematches.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And the matches just don't mean anything anymore. Even the qualifying matches, I felt like you obviously know who's gonna win the match,
Mhm.
other than like what they did on SmackDown. But I don't know. The Raw just left me with a bad taste. I ended up fast forwarding a lot of it.
They had that AOP match too, and for a 2-on-1 match, actually Seth Rollins looked pretty good against 2 guys. Like
That were
I'm
yes.
never a fan of the 2-on-1 like match where they beat him down, but Seth Rollins almost looked like a kung fu dude in there, like taking out 2
he was
dudes.
jumping all over the place.
The only thing that didn't make sense was why was there a distraction finish at the end? It's like these 2 guys should have just went in there and beat the shit out of him.
After building AOP up
They're
like these monsters, and Seth Rollins should have just maybe got a little offense in the beginning and then just got fucked up for the rest of the match.
Yup,
Yeah.
I agree.
But their manager distracted Seth Rollins. I just didn't feel like that was needed. It's like in a 2-on-1 match, why do they need distraction? It's just like 2 monsters. Like,
Right.
just kill them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yup.
Like, why did he need a distraction? Like, I just didn't. That didn't make sense to me.
But watching that match, it made me realize that Seth is indeed the workhorse of Raw.
Well, yeah.
There is no one else on that on the Raw roster that could compare to him as far as his in-ring work and just going out there every day and performing.
And that's why he's the IC champ. That's what that belt is supposed to be for.
Exactly.
Until he loses it to Apollo Crews.
Off a Gorilla Press.
Off of Dean Ambrose distraction.
Yeah.
Oh
There
man.
it is.
Oh my God.
Elias. What do you guys think about Elias these days? He's a full-on face now.
They've done everything right with him. I think that they're going with what they're doing with him. They can just please don't fuck it up.
Oh, they're going
Yeah.
The way they normally do.
He almost fucked up Seven Nation Army when he tried to play it with the crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He barely got that last chord. I was like, ooh, that was that
Yeah.
was shaky.
You're
That was
tiptoeing there,
shaky.
dude.
He almost like second guessed, like, I think I'm just gonna play it, and then I do that all the time.
He just needs to tighten up his in-ring skills. That's all.
Yeah,
I mean,
a little, yeah.
can you name 3 of Elias's moves?
Drift away.
Besides his finisher.
Elbow
Elbow drop.
punch,
Elbow drop, yeah.
Punch.
headlock.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's an Elias match right
It is.
there.
Yeah, it is.
Drift away.
He
has
is.
a suplex
He is
too,
the
doesn't
king
he?
of the headlock.
He does have a
Yeah.
suplex too, I think. I seen him do a regular suplex.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think you'd
But
be
yeah, they
surprised.
keep doing what you're doing with him. Yeah.
Damn, Ross sucked.
Okay, this was kind of big. Nia Jax had a match against Ember Moon,
Mhm.
and she wins. And then Tamina comes out, and it looks like we got
Tamina.
the Samoan Sisterhood, as I like to call it.
Oh, nice.
AOP.
Yeah, the
Authors of
women's AOP.
Women's AOP.
Authors of pussy.
You gotta zoom in for that camera. Look at what?
Heyo. I mean, it is the worst surprise ever. I mean, everyone saw that coming that they were going to team up.
I didn't. I thought they were
I-
gonna use Tamina to like
Really?
get squashed by Nia.
I didn't see that. I thought they were gonna feud.
How long you guys
Yeah.
been watching wrestling?
Well,
For life.
Yeah.
For life.
Did you see it coming, Brad? I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, they kept facing off with each other, and it's like, all right, they're gonna turn on whoever's in the ring with them at some point. So yeah, I kind of saw it coming. I didn't know it would be so soon.
Yeah, maybe that's. I didn't think it was gonna happen.
Like the next week.
Yeah. What else?
Let's talk about the main event.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. I mean, they were fighting pretty much throughout the show of who's going to lead Raw for Survivor Series, which they're going to do.
Let's get something straight. It doesn't fucking matter who the captain is.
No,
it doesn't.
at all.
It doesn't.
Why are you trying
Well,
to make
It's
us
for
care?
brand supremacy, okay?
Oh,
yeah.
Don't
Is
you
it?
remember who won last year?
And that doesn't
Come
matter
on.
either.
Who did win last year?
I don't know.
Raw won
No
last
idea.
year. Raw won last
Did
year.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter because Raw is always gonna be the number one.
Well, that and also like there's nothing. I'm sorry.
Nah.
There's nothing to fight for.
Zero.
There's,
It would be so simple if they just went, hey, we're going to give these guys a $50,000 bonus, like, if they win their match.
Yes.
some
That's
incentive.
all they have. It could be a complete lie. Just say it. It doesn't matter. Like, we're not going to check up on their bank accounts. Just
I'm not gonna wait for that.
Kayfabe the fuck out of it. And if you want to make it real, I was talking to Drew last week about it. The winning brand gets the number 30 spot in the Royal Rumble.
perfect.
Boom.
Easy.
Something to fight for.
Easy.
That's
And then they
makes it
fight over
meaningful.
the
But
30th
no, what
spot.
they say is it's for bragging rights. Did they brag? Oh, that's for bragging rights for the next year. Like, did we hear bragging like all year? I don't even remember who won last year. The girls, the guys, whatever. And,
And they're doing this pretty much
hate
the
it.
same formula as last year. Even the same matches last year.
Brock Lesnar versus AJ again.
yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be sad to watch him lose that
I know.
match.
Who?
AJ.
AJ's
Second-
not losing
Uh,
that match.
He cannot
That's
lose.
the question. Is he going to lose two
Hell
times?
He
no.
cannot
Two
lose.
times in a row.
No.
There's no
I don't
way.
know.
Look how small he is.
Ugh.
Look at Brock. He's huge. No way this Alan Jones can beat Brock Lesnar. God damn it. Book it.
That's the thing about Survivor Series 2 is I just feel like it disrupts the natural progression of storylines.
Yep.
Like there's these storylines that are happening, and then it's just like turn all of those off and force these things to happen that like wouldn't normally be happening.
And you know what would have been a perfect storyline leading up to the Survivor Series would have been Corbin versus Kurt Angle for control of Raw. You don't need to have them fight right now and then be the captain for Raw. They could have done a 5-on-5 match at Survivor Series for control. It doesn't need to be all Raw versus SmackDown.
Yeah.
Who won that match?
Baron Corbin did.
Oh.
So he's now the captain of
But
Team
it was
Raw.
on a goof because
I'm sorry. I take that back.
Oh,
it was Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Drew
versus
McIntyre versus
Kurt Angle. I'm
Kurt
sorry.
Angle.
It honestly, Kurt looks great in the beginning, and then it just got really embarrassing. Even in commentary, they said it was humiliating for Kurt Angle. Drew McIntyre mocked his moves, gave him an angle slam, and made him tap out to his own finisher, the ankle
Damn.
lock.
that was Kurt Angle just putting Drew McIntyre over.
I like that though.
So I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool because you know that that's what they were going for. But at the same time, it's like I don't give a shit about this. Who's controlling the 5-man tag?
I like Drew McIntyre,
Yeah.
but I don't care. Does the captain get bonus points if he wins, or like what?
None whatsoever.
No.
What happens?
Bragging rights.
Bragging
It's all
rights.
bragging rights.
Bragging rights.
They get to brag about it the next night on Raw and never talk about it
Yep.
again.
Ever.
Yep.
I'll say this though, Drew McIntyre has never looked so good in WWE.
Dude, he's awesome. He looks so. The best thing about him is he looks so confident. Like
Yes.
and
He
last
looks like a main eventer.
yeah, it was. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. And Dolph asked him backstage, "Hey, aren't you afraid of what Braun Strowman's going to do to you?" And he's like, "No, I'm not afraid of Braun Strowman." And it was
Yeah,
so,
and then right
it was
after
so
that,
cool.
right after that, I never remember anything on Raw, but I remembered this. Right after that, he said, "Hey, where you going?" He's like, "Monster hunting."
Yeah,
I'm like, "Oh my
Perfect.
god,
Yeah.
what a badass!"
like he doesn't care. He's not scared. They're not making him seem like a joke. Like it's
And-
awesome.
and everybody's scared of Braun
Yeah.
Strowman. Yeah, I agree. Drew McIntyre is destined for greatness as long as as long as Roman Reigns is out. I think the main event spot is kind of up for grabs.
Yeah,
You know, and I was thinking about that. Like, since Roman's gone, he would have had the belt right now.
Oh yeah.
So it would have been
Hell yeah.
AJ versus Roman Reigns.
yeah,
Yeah,
That would. Is that a match you guys would want to see? Yeah.
I've seen it.
yeah, yeah.
We have seen it.
Yeah, that would be great.
Superman punch, spear. You know how it's gonna end, dude.
Yeah.
But you know what though?
Spear out of a phenomenal forearm into a spear. 1, 2, 3. Match over. LOL. Raw wins.
God, AJ loses again.
Yeah.
AJ, unfortunately,
Oh,
yeah.
God, that poor belt.
But they would have been.
Jeez.
It would have been a good match.
poor
nonetheless.
belt.
Yeah,
The
you got
poor
me.
belt.
We know what the main belt is and what the secondary belt is in WWE.
And it shouldn't be that way. The Universal
No,
title is
absolutely
literally
not.
what
Yeah.
2 years old.
It should be the one with the lineage to it, but
Yep.
it's not. Yeah.
It's whatever is the top belt on Raw.
Yep.
What's bigger than the world? The universe.
I mean,
God damn it.
I mean,
Make it red. for Raw.
Look at it back in the day with the World Heavyweight title. That was the top title in WWE because it was the top belt on Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they unified them and then broke them up. You're talking about the same belt that Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man,
Jinder Mahal.
The great Jinder Mahal.
Hulk Hogan.
The
you
Great
know.
Khali.
The great Khali. That's
Khali.
worse than Jinder, but yeah.
Well, technically, he had the World Heavyweight title, so
Oh yeah, that's right.
that doesn't really count.
That's the WCW belt.
That's that goddamn WCW belt.
Well, we're done with Raw, I guess.
Thank
at this
God.
point. Let's talk about SmackDown. I mean,
Let's talk about that best in the world.
Yes.
the best in the world.
Shane McMahon, born from my own grapefruits. The best in the world.
Yet another waste of time, honestly. Like, we had to watch all these qualifying matches
For
even
weeks.
to even get to the World Cup. They talk about it. They beat us over the head with it. We watched 6 of these matches in a row or whatever it was just to get to the end.
Great matches, too.
Yeah, great matches. Yeah.
Ziggler
Short little-
and Mysterio.
You know what? One thing I will say about Crown Jewel that I did like that was a cool little touch is when they announced their accomplishments. How many
Yes.
times they've been the
Yes.
champion. I thought that was a cool little touch. It kind of gave it a big fight feel. I thought that was kind of cool. But we sat through all these matches just for it to be a gimmick finish at the end. It's like Shane's supposed to be a good guy. When we see that happen, what are we supposed to think? Like, because as a human being, besides being a wrestling fan, as a human being, you'd look at that and be like, "Well, that's wrong. That guy didn't deserve that."
He's clearly not the best in the world.
Yeah,
He wasn't even in the tournament.
no, he wasn't even in the tournament. You'd be pissed, and it's just
Yeah.
like, how are you supposed to react? It's just one of those another awkward finish where you're like, I don't know what they want me to feel, but it's terrible. It's terrible.
And then to top it off, this was planned. This is what they wanted to do to lead up to the Survivor Series.
Really?
Yes.
Because the brand supremacy is like a big deal.
It's a
when-
big deal.
Oh, and another waste of time part of the whole thing is we watched all this happen, and then Shane gets to SmackDown and is like, well, I know I'm not the best in the world. So it's just like, it just downplays the whole tournament.
Yeah.
So it's
Yes.
Yeah.
I watched all of this for you to just say that you're not, and so now nothing matters. Now it's like nothing happened. So there goes however many hours I spent watching.
Exactly, and that's the
Shit.
problem with
Yes.
these shows, man. It's just a waste of time a lot of the time. Not this podcast, though. This podcast is entertaining as hell. It's fucking great. Tell your friends, subscribe, like, and review. But we talk about these shows, and I want them to mean something. Every time I watch it, I turn it on, I spend my time watching it. I want it to mean something, and lately it's just garbage, man.
Raw in particular.
Yeah, Raw in particular. I'm hoping maybe Royal Rumble season's coming up. They're gonna start getting into WrestleMania mode, but
yeah, it's the best time of the year.
at this point, with all these shows that they're doing, is WrestleMania still the main show? Because Crown Jewel, Super Showdown, Greatest Royal Rumble, these all have the same WrestleMania matches that we would pop for hard at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I've thought about that.
But
too.
now they're wasting them on all these house shows, quote unquote.
Those are more like WrestleMania quantity and not WrestleMania quality.
it like dilutes it.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it dilutes the whole thing.
Does The Undertaker at WrestleMania have the same effect
Absolutely not.
No.
that it had at WrestleMania 30?
No.
Nope. Have you seen
No.
that full wrestle? It's so hard to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, we did talk about this. We touched on it a couple weeks ago when we said that WWE is oversaturating.
WWE.
That's all, folks.
I love double D.
But that they're oversaturating the market with all these wrestling shows that every 2 weeks it's a pay-per-view. And it's like, and then you have Raw and SmackDown trying to lead up to these pay-per-views and falling short every single fucking time.
Yeah.
We had Hell in a Cell, Evolution, Crown Jewel, and Survivor Series all within 4 weeks of each other.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's a lot of wrestling. And there's no way you can create storylines that quickly leading up to these
Exactly.
pay-per-views.
Which is why we're all burned out and bored and we're not interested in these characters because they got nothing going on.
None
And
whatsoever.
then after the Survivor Series, you have TLC, which is going to be in a few weeks after that.
Oh
I
God.
thought we were done. And I actually like TLC, but
Me too. I like the pay-per-view.
we'll
we'll
see
see.
about that.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
So now we got the co-captains, which they kept saying it, and I kept hearing coke habits.
I kind of heard that right when you were saying it too.
I heard the Miz and Daniel Bryan are going to be coke habits.
They got coke habits.
They're going to be coke captains. Coke. Yeah.
Coke.
Which I liked what they did backstage in their little segments together. It's weird that they're kind of working together. I see something crazy. I see Miz turning on SmackDown.
There's something a brewing.
I like
for
that.
sure.
I like that idea.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I love how Miz keeps saying that he's the 2/3 world, like the best in the world.
I mean, kind of.
He did make it to the final.
He
Yeah,
made it
he
to the
did. He
finals.
definitely did more than Shane. So
He needs to be the one who takes it off AJ too.
Ooh,
I think it has to be
Miz?
him. Yeah.
I don't.
They got to
see-
set up that D-Bry WrestleMania, you know?
And I'm going with this again. I'm telling you, that belt is not going off of him.
Of who?
At AJ, he's
has
keeping the
to.
belt
yeah,
because they keep posting that image of him having the belt for this many days and he's had it for this long, and they keep fucking posting it. They're pushing CM Punk further and further down, and it's gonna keep going like this.
That's so
'cause they
petty.
want him out of that top 3.
Fuck
It's-
CM Punk.
yeah.
And it's not even a record. I mean, he was the longest reigning champion in the past 20 years.
yeah.
That was what was historic about it.
That was historic about
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Brock Lesnar held there for like a year too, right?
Yeah, he held it.
Yeah.
for a year. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pete Dunne's held the NXT UK title for over 500 days.
Yeah, it's 504, I think it is, or
Damn,
something
I
like
forgot
that.
about the title, to be fair.
Who gives a fuck about Pete Dunne?
Who's Pete Dunne?
Look at Braun Strowman. He would destroy him. God damn
You
it.
think Vince McMahon knows who Pete Dunne is?
Nope.
He
Not at
doesn't.
all.
I'm sure he has to watch the product.
No, he doesn't.
He has to.
He's been fucking with Randy.
that's how he
I
orders
always
his
wonder
steak.
about that.
he's
If he
gotta.
knows who these guys are.
I mean,
out of
he
the
may
ring.
not watch. Oh, we
We're good.
knocked
got
out
a
of the
botch
ring.
right there.
Yeah, they got.
I mean, he doesn't watch it every week or all the shows, but like I'm sure he's up to date with what's going down in NXT. He has to. He has to know what's going on.
I don't think so.
You would think so. He's just so. I
Because
wouldn't be
no one-
surprised if
'cause-
he wasn't.
Because no one gets called up to the main roster without Vince's approval.
Right.
So Vince has to have input.
Vince might watch the takeover. He probably doesn't watch week to week.
Not week to
Hell
week.
no,
I mean,
yeah.
no, that's impossible.
I don't think he has time. Like.
This is a man who lives in his own bubble.
Yeah. Yeah.
and who's afraid to take risks on like the product itself because they keep doing the same shit over and fucking over.
I think it's just we're so damaged from these guys coming up from NXT. It's just you picture Vince McMahon seeing these guys and they get so damaged that you're like, what did he do? He saw this guy, like if he saw Adam Cole, he'd be like, Cole? Like Michael Cole? Oh, illegitimate
saying.
son, and like
It writes itself, damn
yeah.
it.
Oh, like a coal miner? Put him in a suit. Have him put coal on his face. Like it's just
All right, this is what we're going to do. You've been training for wrestling while stuck in a coal mine,
oh my god.
and you're
that-
finally out,
it's
and
just-
you're going to get the gold.
It's just things that he does with people when they come up that makes you think that he doesn't watch them. That's all.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Jesus, that was good.
Training for wrestling.
That was actually like when Michael Cole was a heel. That's what he called his fans, the coal miners.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so bad.
Yeah,
me back
and
to
he
that
actually
title.
stayed in the coal mine.
He
He
did.
built himself a barrier. It was
Yeah.
awful,
Ugh.
awful
Oh
time. in
god! When I
wrestling.
heard coal mine, I was like, "That's my first thought." Was oh god, that era.
Is there going to be a tag team Survivor Series match? 'Cause
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what
weird.
they're saying. Are you looking forward to seeing what is it, 20 guys or what would that?
They're going to
calculate
run out
to
of
be?
apron.
Yeah.
Wait, how many? How many?
It's
people?
5 teams.
Five
So
teams.
2
Five
each.
teams?
So it's 10 on 10.
20. Are you looking forward to 20 guys?
That's one way to use the roster. I guess.
That's one way to use a roster. No, because I remember last year, if one person from a team got eliminated,
that team's
the team's gone. Yeah.
Well, that's easy, I guess.
So it will go quick, but it was a clusterfuck.
that's just gonna go way quick. Watch.
Yeah.
Revival definitely out first.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
Oh,
they're
Sanity or
doing
some
it again, and we already got our first 2 teams for Team SmackDown, the Usos and the New
Black.
Day.
Yeah.
Great match. Those
Yes.
guys cannot
Such a
put on a
good
bad
match.
match.
Yeah.
Usos are so fucking good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their timing on every little thing is just amazing. they actually had a big sign of respect for the New Day after the
Oh,
match.
yes.
Which I popped for. It's good to see people having interactions that are like normal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like genuine. It looked genuine.
Yeah.
Like they've gone to battle together. Let's go to battle together on
For
the
the
same
blue
team.
brand.
Yeah.
For brand supremacy.
Oh God,
Who's
for
the
bragging rights.
But at least how
Damn
they
it.
but at least how they did it though, it was not nauseous. It was very easy to watch compared
Yeah.
to like shoving it down like every single time for brand supremacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to see these guys because they've wrestled each other so damn much, so you know that they know each other. Like they know their moves,
Yes.
they know what's going on. So it's cool to see like them throw a great match, and they never disappoint.
Yeah.
I love the New Day's entrance music.
Yeah, it's so fucking good.
I get hyped when I hear that shit.
Definitely, dude.
That's it. Day one. That's it.
Super dope. You know who else super dope? The man, Becky Lynch.
Oh my God.
Oh,
So good. The best thing on Raw and SmackDown. Just like
I agree.
in
On the main
wrestling,
roster.
she is so good. Just please don't ruin it.
Dude, that promo she cut. Fuck, I was ready for it.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
How could they think she's a heel after that? It's just you could get behind everything she says. It's like, okay,
We're in
that makes sense.
Manchester.
You know?
They don't do things right in Manchester.
Yeah. She took everything Ronda Rousey said and was like, well, why does it matter what I used to do then? It doesn't matter. It matters what's happening now, and I have the belt. So
Yeah. And I have
It's
the
just-
belt.
like,
The belt.
yeah. Can you imagine someone insulting you for what you used to be like before you were whatever you are now? It just
That
like,
disgusting
What-
pig.
It's just like
Not
Who's
no
that
more.
girl,
it
Stacey?
just
Yeah.
made Ronda seem like such a heel. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
And-
Why?
but Becky is just she's awesome. She's great.
And I thought Ronda's promo last week was really, really good.
Yeah, it was one of her best
You
ones.
thought so? This past week?
I thought
Ronda's
so.
promo,
The one
yes.
where she's talking about Becky?
Yes.
Eh,
I thought it
like
was-
her
I thought it was
cadence is
good.
weird, that's why. But I love Ronda though. She's one of my
I
favorites too.
And easily, like, these are the two best promos. I mean, when I look at the Survivor Series lineup, this is definitely the match I want to see the most.
Oh,
now.
absolutely. Right now,
Definitely.
yeah. Well, AJ Brock is pretty intriguing, but yeah, this
It
is probably
is.
the number one.
But I don't
yeah.
know if I want to see it.
Because Ronda really hasn't been tested. So Becky was
No, this
speaking
is-
truth.
It was a matter of time before
Yeah.
she went up against one of the 4 horsewomen of WWE, and
Yep.
this is her first test, and this is really we're gonna see. I mean, she fought Alicia Fox, Stephanie McMahon. It's just like
Mickey
that-
James.
It's, what is so
Nikki
okay?
Bella.
Like now we're really gonna see how she is with a workhorse.
Hey, you
So-
forgot about Carmella,
Oh yeah, that's
alright.
right.
Hey, easy guys.
That's right. Yeah.
Chill out.
Carmella.
the super tanned Carmella.
She looks like a sex robot.
Yeah.
Go on her Instagram. Look at some of her new pictures. She looks like a sex robot.
She
hot, though.
definitely does, dude. She looks like
Byron's gonna go ahead and verify that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
But
verify
yeah,
this,
during
guys. Don't worry,
during
I'll
the
do research.
promo though, Nikki Cross did make her SmackDown debut,
which
Mm.
is sick.
and she did look different.
The interaction, I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I'll
Like,
play with you, Becky.
Cosmetically,
play.
Let's play, Becky.
Yeah.
Seeing Becky, who has been
My
serious,
Scottish accent.
yeah.
Let's play.
seeing both of them interact with each other was awesome. Because
Yeah, that was cool.
Becky was like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
is
who
this?
is this? Perfect reaction to that
What the
character.
fuck is that?
Yeah, what the fuck was that? Fucking bugs flying in my mouth. I can't see.
Can't see. I'm dying in this country, motherfucker."
Yeah, but it's good to see Nikki up there. That's cool. She's a good character. She finally came in. I mean, I've thought that she's been a good character for a while, but she's really come into it within the last while. But yeah, it's good to see her up there.
She makes the lunatic Dean Ambrose look like a normal
Tame,
person.
mild.
Yes.
Yeah. She's not gonna be throwing hot dogs at anybody.
Yeah.
Let's just say
Nope.
that.
Yeah.
She's legit crazy. Rey Mysterio had an awesome match with Andrade Cien Almas. I'm gonna stamp that as the match of the week. Easy.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Definitely.
So now Rey Mysterio is on the Smackdown team for brand supremacy. But Orton comes out with an RKO after the match. So what are we doing with Orton? Because Orton's not in anything right now.
Just RKO
Yeah,
people.
that's his next victim for when we're done with this stupid bragging rights.
Oh, yeah,
we had to
scene
pause.
or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, they have to give him something, right? I mean, just put him on the show for a little bit.
Maybe he's the one that turns on SmackDown.
Ooh,
Yeah.
let's do that.
And where's Rusev?
fucking on
Mm.
hiatus?
Where
Man,
is he?
Fucking assholes.
They blew off the skeleton angle. Skeleton is 8 in English.
Oh
by the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
They blew off that angle real quick, and now they're nowhere to be seen.
I have no idea, but it really pisses me off because he had everything fucking going, man, and they just fucking buried him like they fucking do everything fucking else.
They
Softly,
tried to pull
brother.
the trigger, but it was too late. It was a little too late, and it's like, all right,
I mean,
it's
he
past.
he was so genuinely over,
Yeah.
over with the Rusev Day, and then they just had to fuck him over and just not give him anything.
Because it wasn't a Vince McMahon idea. The crowd made it big, and
Yeah, it
then
was
they're
organic.
like, let's put
It was
this
too
out.
organic.
A lot of Vince on this show. I get my voice is but yeah, go watch that match. If you're gonna watch anything from either show, you go watch Andrade Cien Almas and Rey Mysterio. Samoa Joe beats Jeff Hardy and is now gonna be part of the SmackDown team.
That's dope.
We have our SmackDown team, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
So it's Miz, Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe,
Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon,
Ugh,
and,
God, no.
and then the fifth
The
one
best in the world.
is
Ray, right?
is Andrade?
No, Ray.
No, is Ray Ray? It has to be
Yeah.
Ray Ray, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty good SmackDown team. I mean,
Dysfunctional.
dysfunctional, yeah, and I mean, whenever you get Rey Mysterio, he's been the cornerstone of SmackDown, so that's fair enough.
Ray's looking good these days.
Dude,
man.
he looks
Yes.
good. Like he's
25.
just in shape. His pecs look good. He just looks like
for having like 12 knee surgeries.
yeah.
he still
He
moves
looks
great.
and
He's
he's got a few moves in his moveset now that are new.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
he flings people into the ropes and into the apron like differently. It kind of looks
So many
It's
different
creative.
lucha
Yeah.
counters. When
Yeah.
he does that, he did that like baseball slide out of the
Splash?
ring
Yes.
into a tornado DDT
oh
on the
yeah,
outside.
that was good. He
Awesome.
didn't get all of it, but it looked good.
Corey's real quick to point that out.
Yes, he is. He's very observant.
He didn't get all of it.
But when he's at his thinnest, he's definitely at his best.
yeah, when he bulked up, some of
He
that
bulked up.
Mexican beef.
Oh God, yeah.
He was on Eddie levels of getting huge.
For reals, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
He looked like
big.
a little Tasmanian devil, dude. He couldn't even like move his
Oh
neck.
shit! Seriously.
I'm so nitpicky about like the smallest things, and I like that he's in tights now instead of his baggy pants that he used to wear.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
if anybody else.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else notices that, but I hated his baggy pants.
shit was
I hate
stupid.
Shawn Michaels with baggy pants.
Oh, I hated Shawn Michaels with baggy pants too. Yeah.
Shawn Michaels needs to change that for sure.
well, he has
He's
the
an
knee braces, but Ray has knee braces too.
Stone Cold.
I don't know if
Stone
Shawn
Cold wore
Michaels
those shorts.
with tights now would look good because he's got those like bow-legged. He's got the bow-legged thing going on.
Right
It
on,
would really accentuate his bow-legged like.
riding on his horse all the time, or his Bowflex he built himself.
Yeah, he's got the Matt Hardy thing going on. His goofy legs.
Unblock me, coward.
Wait, which one?
Shawn Michaels.
Oh.
He
Yeah.
blocked you?
Yeah,
He blocked you. That's right.
Hickenbottom blocked you?
Yeah, Michael Hickenbottom blocked me on Twitter.
Michael Sean Hickenbottom.
But he didn't block the Put Me Over podcast, brother.
Let's
He
get
did
that
not.
happening.
So that's our shows. Next week we're gonna be getting into the Survivor Series, giving our predictions. Do we have a main event for today, or
Yeah, but
we're
what
at
is
the
it?
57-minute mark?
Oh, perfect. We're actually really good on time.
Yeah. What was gonna be the question for today?
I think.
Well, we talked about it a couple days ago about like Survivor Series and having like an all-time Survivor Series team.
Okay.
Oh,
All
boy.
time, as in any 5 wrestlers of all
in
time
the history of wrestling.
on your team.
Oh my god.
Who is gonna be this team?
Are we gonna do this now or next week?
Let's do it now. Fuck it. We still have plenty of time. It's only we're an hour.
Next week we'll do the greatest Survivor Series match assembled, or
Okay.
greatest Survivor Series team assembled in history.
Okay.
But this would be like a dream fantasy kind of
Yeah,
situation.
yeah,
Okay.
Okay, now is this all of wrestling, including New Japan, or is this WWE? Is this just Raw and SmackDown? Is this
I would
NXT?
go-
I think we should keep.
Just WWE.
Yeah. Let's
Okay,
keep it that
Raw
way.
and SmackDown.
Raw SmackDown.
No NXT.
Well, you can go back and get Hogan on your team if you want.
Who's Pete Dunne?
all time.
That's how I order my steaks, damn it. I'll take a ribeye, Pete Dunne,
Oh,
and ketchup on the side.
Oh God, no!
no.
Why does he do that?
I don't know what a burrito is, damn it.
What's this rap? Damn it.
So, Dick, you want to go first? It looks like you have notes.
Yeah,
already.
I did write notes because I thought about it last night, and I was actually gonna do it like in my head, but then I was like, let me write this down because this is something that I kind of wanted to take my time, and it took a few minutes to think it over, and this is really more so as far as redoing the invasion angle. The biggest botch ever.
Mm-hmm.
You had the greatest. You
Well,
had
Shockmaster was the biggest botch ever.
well, yeah, but in terms
Botch
of
angle.
but in terms of storyline and the potential,
yeah.
nothing was more wasted than the invasion angle. You had WCW. You bought WCW for pennies on the dollar, and this is what we came up and this is what we got was a subpar storyline. Now looking back at it and seeing what can we do as far as the teams go? So 2001, the main event was Team WWF versus Team WCW, and I created a 5-on-5 based on who should have been on Team WWF and Team WCW, and this is what I got. I got Austin, Rock, Triple H if he was healthy, Kurt Angle, and Undertaker as part of Team WWF. WCW, DDP, Goldberg, Booker T, Ric Flair, and Sting.
We're doing 5, huh?
Wow, no
5-on-5.
NWO guys, huh?
That's
no Hogan, bro.
the NWO. They would be looming around
Hmm.
Ooh,
Interesting.
I
That
like
is good.
That's a pretty.
because
that's
to
a
me
pretty solid-
WCW
Solid.
that's WCW's top 5 stars outside of the NWO.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fuck
Definitely
Goldberg.
are.
Because the
Yeah, Goldberg,
NWO
that's
they were
hard
both they were both in WWE and WCW.
Yeah.
So
Damn, solid.
Damn, that's your dream. Sorry, but your dream sucks.
All right. I'm going to give you my team.
Okay. Top 5.
It's going to be a well-rounded, all-around best team ever.
Let's see.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Mr. Capitan.
Shawn Hickenbottom Michaels.
okay,
John Cena.
What?
all right.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh hell yeah.
That's 4.
And The Undertaker.
He just dropped his.
That was a mic drop.
The softest mic drop in the history. It's all.
Oh, we don't want to ruin the equipment.
That's a good. No, that's I like that. I like that.
You got your high flyer. You got your young kid. You got your big man in The Undertaker. You have your brawler in Stone Cold, and you have your Superman John Cena. Boom.
That's who. Okay, who's the last man standing in that?
Macho Man Randy Savage, of course.
Of course, for you.
Yeah,
Of course.
for you. That's
I would go with
No,
Austin.
actually, no. I would go HBK on that.
Of course, always last man.
Yeah.
Are we're talking everybody in their prime?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
If everyone was like in their prime at the same time.
like video game. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
You're playing
alright,
a video game.
okay.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I would say the 3 top stars of all time. They always say is Stone Cold, Hogan, and Cena, are like the 3 top guys. So
Yeah.
throw those guys in there right off the bat for me, and then you gotta have Flair in there. Flair doing all the cheating,
Ooh.
getting the cheap wins, the cheap little pins here and there, the low blow.
I like it.
Eliminate a couple guys like that, and then of course you got to have the Undertaker. Undertaker, storied career, big badass dude. He's got to be in there too. And I mean, it's hard to narrow it down to 5, really.
I actually-
Because it's like, what about The Rock? What about Triple H? What
Yeah,
about
you're skipping out on a lot of people.
Yeah, leaving out a lot of people.
Trips.
I mean,
Yeah.
now that I think about it, I would take out 2 guys and put in the Legion of Doom.
That's what I was saying. You need a tag team.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
because
That's
they
what I'm
work
saying.
well together.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, damn it.
Teamwork is big time.
Who you got, Bobo? 'Cause Yeah, my team on paper sounds good, but I think they wouldn't work well together. A lot of
'Cause there'd
egos.
be a lot of,
Yeah,
you can't
yeah,
have
yeah.
that many alphas.
I think I would go with Macho Man.
What the fuck?
Mhm.
I would go with Eddie
Just
Guerrero.
to cut the promos.
Oh,
Whoa, Eddie Guerrero.
interesting.
That was my pick
Eddie
too.
Guerrero.
Nice.
Okay. Damn.
Because you got to have that high flying,
Of course.
the cheating. He's the guy that's going to cheat for sure.
Right.
He's gonna get someone DQ'd by throwing a chair in their
He's gonna
hand.
throw the chair. They're gonna catch it. And
Yes.
He's gonna lay down.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn. For a big guy, maybe. Damn.
You were gonna say Big Show, huh?
I want to. Yeah, I think so.
The Big Show.
He's
It
gonna
would
turn
work,
heel
though.
on the whole team.
Yeah,
dude.
heel or face Big Show.
Turn
Yeah.
back
think-
face like 10
I
minutes
think For
later.
a big guy, I would go for maybe him, like
Mabel?
the big
King
Show.
Mabel.
Did you say King Mabel?
I would go for him.
I would go for
I
Mabel.
hope you
the
said
Big
Mabel.
Show.
Oh, Big Show.
Big
I'd
Show.
go for a big show, like a big guy.
The
For
Big Show.
Big
Also
Show, Triple H,
Trips.
and maybe The Rock as the
What?
promo guy.
Well, you got Savage to do the promos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
that's
promo.
you have 2. Yeah, I guess you could have 2, but that'd be good.
Wait, say your 5. Go ahead. It's Eddie.
It's
Macho.
Macho Man, Eddie, Big Show. Who did I say? Damn, I'm like losing it right now.
Buff Bagwell and Doink.
And Doink.
Those are-
Oh my God. Steve Blackman.
Aldo Montoya.
No.
Barry Horowitz.
There you go. That's an interesting team.
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun.
Barry Horowitz and Ted DiBiase in the same team.
Oh.
And IRS.
That's pretty tough. But I'm gonna go with you, Bobby. I have Eddie Guerrero because you need a high flyer,
Yes.
and he's the best
Damn,
of all
good.
time. I'm gonna put a tag team. One because I like this tag team, and one someone has to get out quick. So I'm gonna do Harlem Heat because Booker's in there.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
And
Yeah.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
exactly.
I like it.
And of course, Stevie Ray's gonna be the first one out. You need someone out.
Oh,
quick,
yeah.
So you got to put at disadvantage.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Shout out to Stevie Ray.
Shawn Michaels is my captain. He's probably the one who's gonna win. And I need a fifth, huh? Dang. I need a mid card. Mid. What's good?
Steve Blackman.
Steve Blackman.
What a doubt, pick Steve
The
Blackman.
world's largest love machine, Big Vis.
Big Daddy V, baby.
Fuck it, I'll put
Marty Jannetty.
as my big guy. I'll have. Damn, there's too many
Jesus
good
from
big
Los Boricuas.
guys. Oh,
That's a hairy one, right?
Oh, yeah. No, Miguel Perez.
Oh, it's Miguel Perez.
Miguel-
There you go.
I always remember that because he was the hairiest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life.
oh, I'll put The Rock just cause. Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
The Rock.
Fair enough.
Okay.
No one picked The Rock, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put The Rock. Yeah, of course.
Some good picks.
Yeah,
Really good teams. I'm kind of bummed we never got any of these matches.
Dude, Legion of Doom needs to be on a team.
For sure, I think I would probably take out Cena and Stone Cold and put in Legion of Doom
Dang.
because they can brawl. They work well together.
And who do you have on your team? You have
Savage.
Okay, you can't have Savage and Stone Cold and Cena. That's too much heat.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
you-
Savage, Stone Cold, Savage, Michaels, Legion of Doom, and who was my fifth guy? Undertaker.
Undertaker, yeah.
And Test.
I mean, look at my team.
Test.
My team is basically all like main event talent.
Well, you went time specific.
I did.
Yeah,
like-
What would be your dream? Your five. You can make any
Your
kind of
video game 5.
yeah. Your video
Five.
game
Oh
five.
man, you know, I would go with that team actually.
That would be your
Yeah,
team.
I would
Solid.
go with that team.
WWE?
yeah.
It's still a good team.
That's still a good team. Yeah.
The double E.
Yeah.
The double
I
double.
love double E.
Wait, who was that? Oh, Taker. Oh, Angle. Wow.
Yeah.
Angle's
Ooh,
good.
who forgot?
Oh,
Oh.
and you know what? And as a side note, it would be American Badass Undertaker.
Ooh,
That-
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sorry, that I had to specify that. Yeah,
Yeah.
short-haired American Badass.
Yeah. The same.
Undertaker.
The
Yeah,
same for
that
mine
guy.
as well because it was. That's when Taker was American Badass.
Plus,
during
you
that
could eat a
time.
pin when you're that. That Taker could eat pins like
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have Ministry of Darkness Taker.
Oh,
He was
good
so
one. Good
bad.
one. Yeah.
crucifies people.
No.
Kind of.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Way
Fuck
back
you
in
up,
the day,
dog.
Undertaker, the purple gloves.
Oh yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
Taker.
That's the one.
That's
Oh
the
yeah,
one.
by far my favorite Taker.
That's
That's
96
man.
Undertaker, like 96 rating.
The
and
first,
like
the first era Taker.
Yeah. Hey, quick question, guys, before we wrap. I was at Blink this past week in Vegas.
Oh, how was it?
It was amazing, by the way. It was
Yes.
so good. Blink is so good live. I will never hate on. I don't know why people hate on Travis, but how do you guys feel about Matt Skiba on that Survivor Series team known as Blink 182?
I'm all. I've seen them. I saw their
I-
first show at Muse Inc. Matt Skiba does a great job.
Dude, he's so good.
Yeah.
His
I-
voice,
I was like impressed.
his voice is better than Tom's for sure.
Yeah.
He does his Tom songs better than Tom does.
Yeah, when he sings the "I Miss You" song,
Oh, that's
it's
way
not a "Where are you?" It's like a man is singing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because I'm not just a Matt Skiba fan. He legitimately does make the band a lot better. Because like I did see them at Music as well last year, and that was my first time seeing them live, and wow, that was worth it.
Ever?
Yeah,
Even with Tom? You never seen him with
I
Tom?
never saw Blink live until
Yeah, that was my
moment.
first time too.
What the fuck? Yo,
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've never seen him ever.
Ditto.
Whoa. But yeah, it was an
Yeah.
amazing show.
But-
Travis is the best ever.
But yeah, I do want to check out the Vegas house shows.
Dude, it's nuts. You guys have to go. It's insane.
How much was it?
I forgot. It was like $80 maybe a ticket.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all. And it was dope.
There's a couple hands of blackjack.
That's it. That's it.
That's
Or-
true.
Yeah. Who knows? I'm not very good at gambling.
Drew is.
Are you?
Drew is really.
I won $11,000 one time.
You're
Damn.
fucking lying.
I am fucking lying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was wasted, and I could have sworn I won $11,000. I won what, $500?
That was like 600. I think,
600?
So.
Well, 11,600.
But you
Yeah.
didn't even
Yeah.
use that much. You had like used like $100.
Yeah, I started with $100 and just went up from there, and then crashed down hard.
Yeah, well, it's because
literally
standing next to you and telling you, dude, stop. Like, you need to stop already. You're
Yeah.
so high up.
$100 man was trying to get me, but Gambler had me in his clutches.
Oh, man, dude, those Jameson on the rocks.
I
man.
drank a whole bottle of Jameson that night.
I-
Oh my God, that's what
100%
they
sure
want.
on
Jesus
that.
Christ.
That's what they
dude.
want.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember walking home with that wad of money in my pocket, like walking back to the hotel, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna get killed right now, dude."
Because I was playing craps that night. I sent you home with $500, right?
Yeah.
Or $600, and then I stayed.
And I took your card. So
Yeah.
you couldn't even gamble more.
Yeah. Bad idea in hindsight because I didn't have any money to get home. I had to walk like 3 miles to get back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Oh my
And this was in the
God.
summertime, mind you.
Yeah, and the sun was just starting to come out, and it was a mess.
Yeah, and while you guys were out and about, we were trying to come up with a plan to find you. And as soon as we were about ready to leave, you burst into the door, and you were mumbling. You didn't know what the fuck you were saying, dude. Blah, 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 Bobby, you motherfucker. You get in your wallet, you grab all your shit that's in your wallet, you toss it in the air,
What was it?
whatever, like
wallet.
cards and shit like that.
A
in
lot
his
of
wallet.
porno cards.
Yeah, porno cards as well.
Collector's
You were
edition.
collecting-
I had a
that
rookie
weekend.
card. Damn it.
Yeah. You toss it in the air, you flip, and you fall.
Yep.
And you were out.
That's what a bottle of Jameson will do to you.
Yeah. Oh, and mind you, checkout was within the next 2 hours. So we had to check out of that room.
That
Oh
was,
boy.
that was a fun weekend.
Dude.
Can't top that.
Cannot top that, my man.
Thank you for
Actually-
joining us. Oh, actually, what?
We'll talk about it next time.
Yeah, let's stop roasting Andrew. Let's just get off of that. All right. I had a little fun. End of story.
Thank you, by the way.
It was fun.
Thank you for joining us on another edition of the Put Me Over podcast. As always, you can find us on Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube, Pornhub,
Pornhub.
and yeah, you can go to Pornhub
Damn.
and you can find us on Pornhub.
Nice.
Just look up Vince McMahon fucks 5 guys this time. You'll be able to find it. But tell your friends, thank you so much for rating, reviewing, subscribing. We have a Wrestle Crate to give away. I don't know when we're going to give it away. But until next time, until I think of a better outro, we'll see you guys next week.